Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you what is paper node and paper pod. So this is GKE standard. Is a paper node Kubernetes cluster where you can configure and manage your nodes. And inside the node, you can create pods, multiple pods, and inside that pod, you can create and manage the containers. And this is another thing, the autopilot mode is a paper pod. So you no need to manage nodes that will be managed by GKE on the with the minimal configuration, and you will be responsible to manage pods, and inside that pod you can create container and manage that. Okay, I am showing this because in my previous video I told you about the GKE pay per node or pay per pod. At the time of creation, we need to provide the cluster region and zone, network, how many nodes we want to create, number of nodes, and it will start creating. Here I am creating two node cluster. So now my cluster is created. So I will show you what is required to create and how there are the things deployment and services. So once you create the nodes, here you can see the cluster basis. The log things we cannot modify because of the uh, Google thing is a paper node or paper pod. So in node, or this is my cluster. Here in the cluster zone things, only we can make the changes here. Default node zone, we can change the node ABC. This is my cluster version. This is endpoint certificate, and in the automation we can make the changes from here. Just we need to click here, enable the maintenance window, and save the changes. Anything like is a vertical pod or auto scaling, node auto provisions. So in my first video, I elaborated the auto scaling. There are four type of auto scaling which I updated there. So you can see my video. The first video with in the uh, same playlist, we can change it. Vertical enable vertical auto pod scaling. Just click on and save it. So we can change if we want to use the auto scaling, we can use it from here. Then come to the networking part. This is your private cluster, is a disabled network. No, disabled, you don't have access on these things. This is service address range. This is my pod. Maximum pod I can create is a by default is a for /24 range is a by default 110. Maximum pods I can create the and the minimum is 8. These are the things. Load balancing. There are three kind of services: load balancing, node port, and the cluster IP. So once you come to the security, you will get the security things, and you can make the changes from here. This is metadata, and in the future you can see it. Now we'll go to the node part. Just click on the node, and in the node you can get your two nodes here. This is my default pool. In that our node is there. So once we go to the storage part, we'll get the storage name. Here is the storage. There are standard RWO, order read write access. And again, I'm coming to the detail here. And in the node, once I go to the node, any of the node, just click on the node here, and you will get the configuration of your nodes. Is I think is still creating in the background. Something changes are going on. So that's why it's not showing. So again, I open this. The modification we did is under process. That's why I am not able to open the cluster. Now it's getting synced. It will take some time. Now I'm going to check the cluster. The modification we did has been applied. Now going to the nodes section here, or in the details, I can show you the also if I am going to the BPC section, is a duplicate window. I'm opening this and I will open the BPC section here. You can see the alias IP range with the secondary IP range and the primary IP range there. So till the time it's getting opened, I will go to the cluster node, and the Google itself by default creates the cluster with the name of GKE, then your cluster name and your pool name, and then it's some code. So it's a GKE hyphen your cluster name hyphen your pool name. Go to the details, and in the details you can see your CID range, pod CID range, and the status, container version, runtime version is here, is a kubelets version, kube proxy version, and kubelet and kube proxy I explained in my previous video. These are the part of node. So you can see the components here is a controller manager, etcd, scheduler, and API. These are the four controllers components for the control plan. And for worker, or you can say is a for cluster node, kubelet, container runtime, kube proxy. So the same thing, kubelet version, kube proxy version is here. You can see the versions, and this is the container runtime version, containerized 1.4.8. So going to the up, these are the pods by default workings in my container. Is a by default these pods are get created. You can see DNS, for DNS, this one it will uh, get the namespace and all, the pause naming convention, autoscaler. The moment I have configured the autoscaler, it's created there. There are four type of autoscalers. Is a HPA, horizontal pod autoscaler, VPA, vertical pod autoscaler. In horizontal pod autoscaler is some increase the number of pods, and vertical pod autoscaler it's increase the size of the pod. Same is a cluster autoscaler is a CA, increase the number of pods, and node auto provisioning NAP, that is increase the number of node pool. Okay, so this is the things which I am showing you in the here is the events. This is log. This is my YAML file. I can download it and modify. This is the YAML version v1, API version, kind node, metadata. In metadata, we mentioned what is the our requirement, then label. These are the labels. Using this YAML file also I can create the cluster nodes. Again, I'm coming back, and in the services and ingress, this is basically the load balancer which we create in a Kubernetes environment. Okay, so there is no service, no ingress rules. Come to the workload again. We can deploy from here, and in the containers, this is Also, one option is there to cost optimization. Once we'll back this, I will show you. And here in the BPC network BPC, you can see the range of secondary IP which is created for the pod and services. So once we go to the any BPC, here this is my BPC and the subnet. Inside that subnet, we will click on edit. First, we need to select the subnet, which subnet we want to use. Click here and it will show you the range. Secondary IP version 4 range. Only two ranges we have created, one for pod, one for service. But this will assign automatically once we create the cluster. So we can check. It will not be modified. We cannot modify it. Just click on edit and you can see we cannot modify this. Only we can delete it. Okay. So this is this is my service address range. And also you can search the deployment is here somewhere. If it's not showing, then we can search it. This is my load balancer. We can edit and enable subnetting for L4 internal load balancer. Okay. Control plan. In control plan, you can see it here. This is my control plan. Is a control plan network. We can enable it. In the security, these are the things: cloud logging, cloud monitoring, cloud run for Anthos. In my next video playlist, once we cover the Anthos, we'll show you what is the use of Anthos. Anthos is basically used to migrate the microservices from on-prem to your cloud, or it's also used to manage your Kubernetes clusters. This is my default pool, or you can create your pools and provide the name as per your requirement. So it's a node. You can say boot disk, machine type, image, this one networking, pod IP range is a pod IP range is here. Maximum pod per node 110. I already updated you that is some for /24 range is a minimum is 8 and maximum is 10 is a management. Auto repair, auto upgrade, search upgrade is the auto upgrade, automatic node repair, help you keep to nodes healthy. Auto upgrade is upgrade the nodes automatically. So this is your two nodes inside the pool, and this is your instance group for the nodes. So in that instance group, your both nodes are located. Thanks for watching.